All right, we are live here on YouTube for our weekly wake up. So if you have been with us for a while, we have kind of been shifting the weekly wake up and really trying to figure out what our jam is going to be with this. It's kind of, I don't even know what episode we're on. I mean, I think we're in somewhere into our 60th, 70th episode. And it's just, it's molded over time. So I really had a moment, had to think about hello. What do we want to talk about on here? What do we want to do? And when I originally created the weekly wake up and Hey You Human and How to Be a Happy Human channel, it was really all about removing the obstacles that we have to being our happiest human. And I think that's what I want to come back to. I want to come back to that. And today, I really want to talk about our health. And I want to talk about it kind of in a different way, you guys, because being happy and having a happy life, one of the key components to that is our body feeling good. It may be like the keyest component, like the foundational key. Because when you think about it, you can have money and connection and all the other things we ask for in life, support and love and all of these things. Oh, yay, I'm glad you got me live. But if we don't feel good in our body, like, what's the point, right? Like, what is the point to it all? I feel like our health is such a pinnacle to our happiness. Now, what's really been interesting to me, and this conversation was kind of spurred actually from a moment I had last night. So I used to have years ago a lot of digestive issues. And I had gone through a lot of things to try to heal my digestive issues, right? The Whole30 diets, the celery juice, all these things to work to heal my body. And whenever I would be in one of these eating a certain way or doing a certain thing, my body would feel better. But then the minute I would go off of it, it would be back to not feeling good again. And that felt so restrictive to me. Like everything in me was like, it doesn't have to be this way. And when I started doing the work that I now teach at Hey You Human and in our membership and on our free community, on our app and stuff, the rapid relief technique and all of that, this is where I began to really understand how all of the stuff going on in our body is really attached to an emotion. It's really attached to an emotion. It's really attached to a belief or an understanding, and that it all can be changed. That I didn't actually have to change my diet per se, and maybe for a short period for things to heal, but that we are far more powerful than that. We're far more powerful than that. And really, it's more about training our brain and our body and our nervous system and our DNA and all pieces and parts of us to actually believe that we get to be healthy. And so the last couple weeks, and my digestive stuff has been gone for a long time, and I eat whatever I want. I do whatever I want. Like I do not, and I can eat anything. It doesn't bother me. Where things used to make me so sick, right? And now they don't. But all of a sudden, these last couple weeks, it's been back. It's been back, and I've been like, what the hell? I thought I was done with this. And whenever something resurfaces in my life like this, and this is something for you guys who do the work with me and have done like the emotional work, when things resurface, sometimes there's emotions that need to be removed, but often it's more actually about creating a safety within your body that it's okay to be whatever it is you want to be. So as I was laying there last night and I'm like kind of talking to my digestive tract, right? This is my weirdness coming through, but I've really gotten to know my body. I teach a lot of this in our membership about really getting to know your body in a way where you can talk to it because your body's responding to you guys. When your body isn't feeling good, it's not the food you're eating. I mean, it could be on the surface level, but really what it is, it's your body giving you feedback. When your body doesn't feel good, that is actually a complete and total example of a healthy body. Your body's responding. Your body's saying, excuse me, something's not working here. Something's not working here. So I was laying in bed and I'm talking to my digestive system. And I'm like, what's going on here, digestive system? Like, we have healed the emotions in here. Like, what am I feeling? Like, what's in here? And this makes me a little emotional still. Like, I'm obviously still working through this. And what came through was it is not safe for you to be as healthy as you are. It's not safe for you to be able to eat whatever you want and to be just this healthy person. Like, people aren't going to like you. People are going to like it's not safe. It's not safe. And I all of a sudden I had this and I started like telling my body, I'm like laying there in bed, like stroking my body, being like, it's safe for you to be this healthy. It's safe for your body to feel good all the time now. It's safe for your body, my body, this body to feel good all the time. Like, I just started like pretending like I was like the mom and the child, like right in bed, like what I do for my kids, where I tell them like your body is always healthy. It's always working for you, right? Like, that wasn't the experience, you guys, I grew up with. I grew up with a mom who actually had a lot of health issues, like really debilitating health issues in my real little kid times. She's better now, but I grew up looking around being like, wow, it's actually normal to have a lot wrong with our bodies. And I want you to take a moment and look around at our world. What's normal? To not be healthy, to have all sorts of shit going on with you. Like, that's the norm. I never get sick. It is so rare. My whole family will get sick with something and I won't get sick. And my husband's always like, why don't you ever get sick? What the fuck? And I'm like, well, I do this work. And when I do this work, I can literally feel a virus come into my body and I can be like, is there something that needs to be moved out? And if there is, I deal with it right then and there. I have gotten the flu out of my body in hours. My kids are very good at this. My son's actually much better at it than my daughter. It's kind of interesting. But my son is so good at when something's going on. I never had corona either. When something's going on with his body, he just is like, I'm going into my room. I'm feeling all of my emotions. Here we go. You're so funny. I always say, because I wash my hands more than you all, right? I actually don't. Like, I'm like the worst with that. Like sometimes I have one of my good friends and my husband are both kind of germaphobes. And it just like cracks me up to be in this world with them because so often they are just like, they like look at me like, but then they're like, but you never get sick. And I'm like, I know, because like, I don't believe in that. I don't believe that the germs are here to harm me. I don't believe that diseases are here to hurt me. I believe they come to us and they manifest in our body when there is something that needs to be addressed. There is something that needs to be looked at. And sometimes, guys, it takes a minute. It's not like you're just like, oh, tell me, body, what is this? And your body's just like, ah. Sometimes it takes a while to really understand and to keep peeling back the layers to get to what is this? But there's something there. There always is something there. But it was really fascinating for me in that moment to really understand how, it's like I said, it still gets me emotional, how me being at pinnacle, optimal, perfect health, perfect body, looking how I want to look, There was something inside my nervous system that was saying, it's not safe. And you have to understand, guys, that nervous system, that DNA, that deepest layer of us is what runs the show. Is what runs the show. We can be doing all the affirmations we want all day, every day, saying, I am healthy, my body is healing, like we do in our daily dose in our membership. But if we are still manifesting stuff in our body, we have to first remove the emotions and the stuff going on. And then we have to cultivate a place of safety for our bodies. And so I sat there. Like I said, I sat there at night and I had tears coming out and I'm stroking my face saying, it's safe for your body to be healthy now. It's safe to let go of this pain in your intestines. You don't need it anymore. You don't need it anymore. Because guys, our bodies we do nothing without a reason as humans. Anything you do in your life, anything your body creates, anything you're creating in your world, you are doing for a reason. It's not necessarily always like a good reason or a reason that actually works for you anymore. But it was a reason nonetheless. You know, I may have created that pain as a child because that's just what I knew. I knew it. That's what I learned. I learned that bodies have problems. I learned that bodies hurt. And my nervous system and my DNA, because my mom had health issues, her mom had health issues, you know, like all of this that went back. So my body already knew that from my DNA. The bodies just aren't healthy. The bodies just don't feel good. And then I was in this environment that just triggered that. And so that's what actually felt safe to me. My nervous system was like, oh, this is what we know. Oh, and it's reinforced by our DNA. Cool. Not feeling great and always having an issue is safe. Now, it's not actually safe in what we want, but that's how our bodies work. Our bodies aren't analytical. Our nervous system isn't analytical like our brains are. It just says, this is what I know. So what I know is safe. Oh, and it's reinforced by my ancestry and my environment. Cool. And so then when you're deciding, oh, I want to be healthy, all of a sudden your body's like, no. When you're deciding you want to lose the weight, all of a sudden your body's like, no, I'm sorry. That is not safe at all. And so the first step in that is removing the emotions, which is what we teach with the rapid relief technique, which we teach in our membership. You can go look at older weekly wake ups where I actually teach it. You can go check out our rapid relief accelerator course for free, and you can learn that the method for complete free and start implementing it into your life. I know we have members on here who can talk about how, good this is. No, we're not promoting Heal Your Body right now, but that's in our membership right now. If you are in the membership, we took everything, beautiful people, and we put it all into our membership. We will probably concentrate and come back to the body. I don't know if we've decided. It was either like towards the end of the year or maybe the spring, somewhere in the year of the membership, we will focus on the body and do some live stuff and some cool stuff with that, but it's in there right now. And that's one of our coolest programs where we really, really talk about how to connect with your body in that way. Yeah. Is it in the fall? I think in the fall, we're doing like this whole like inner child relationship. And then I think we come into like the body because the body is such a relationship too. So yeah, I think it's somewhere kind of in there. But yeah. And so, first you got to remove these emotions. Like I just said, you got to come back to why it isn't safe. Like, are you going to be abandoned? Are people not going to like you? Because this is often what it goes back. It's sometimes often as silly as like, people aren't going to like me if I'm healthy. People aren't going to like me. Like our brains and our bodies make such goofy stories up. Like they're so goofy sometimes. Like sometimes when I'm clearing out these ridiculous stories that my brain and body have created, I'm like, where the hell did I come up with that one? Like, that makes a whole lot of sense, human. But I did. And in those moments of my life, that kept me safe. That made me feel okay. And then it stopped working for me. And so we got to go back to that and we have to clear out the emotions. Or a lot of times our body stuff is trauma. Your body is so smart, you guys. Like if your body knows what to do. When something stressful comes into your life, when something traumatic comes into your life, your body knows exactly what to do. It knows it needs to shake, maybe run, maybe scream, maybe yell, maybe cry. It has all these things that it knows what to do. But now we're in this like super nice civilized society where we can't do those things. So we like push it all down inside of us, and our body's never able to do the things it needs to do to resolve and understand and evolve past what occurred. And so it's just stuck in there, wreaking havoc and like tapping us on the shoulder, being like, I'm still in here. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm still in here. Can you get me out? Can you get me out, please? Please, thanks. Yeah. Cool. So we got to get that out. And then we have to create a sense of safety within our body. And I feel like if you guys are in our membership, I feel like this is the part people often miss. Like, and if you're in any type of like healing space, like where you're really working on yourself and you're healing and everything, I feel like people often get stuck in the healing and the trauma responding, and they forget to actually cultivate the new safety. I call it anchoring in. You got to anchor into the good. You got to anchor into the thoughts. You got to anchor into the beliefs. And you also have to anchor into a safety, the safety. Like it is safe for my body to be healthy. So there I was last night laying in my bed, like petting myself with tears coming out, being like, it's safe to be healthy. It's safe for my intestines to feel good. And I just sat there. It was like 10 minutes and the pain completely went away. And like, I know that it's like gone. Like we are in the process of this being gone for good. But you have to often keep reminding yourself this. Like I have a whole little routine that I just go through that's like, it's safe to be rich. It's safe to be beautiful. It's safe to be healthy. It's safe to be loved. I am here to be loved. I am here to be healthy. I am here to be rich. I am here to be adored. And I just remind my body of this. I remind my body, my mind needs to know. That's why I'm saying it and taking it in. But I also need to like say it to my body. So I was then speaking again to my digestive tract and telling my digestive tract, like, it's time for you to heal. It's time. It's safe for you to heal. It's safe for you to feel good no matter what I'm doing, no matter what I'm eating. Thank you. Thank you for talking to me, for telling me, for helping me move these emotions out. But now it's time for it to feel good. It's time for me to always feel good, and it's safe for me to feel good. And I will be loved is my healthy, powerful self. A lot of times, you guys, we have equated love with being unhealthy. A lot of you guys grew up in environments where you didn't get a whole lot of attention, you didn't get a whole lot of love until something was wrong. So then you wonder why you create health issues. You wonder why you create chaos. You wonder why you self-sabotage. You wonder why life's like, ba-doop, 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 because you are so goddamn scared that if you are your full, healthy, powerful, vibrant, over the top self, that you're not going to get any attention and nobody's going to pay attention to you. And you're not going to be loved or looked at because you didn't necessarily know love at those stages. You didn't necessarily know love at those stages. And so it's starting to remind yourself, like, you get to be loved at those stages. And you know what? It might not be from the people you're still trying to get love from. It might not be from the spouse. It might not be from the parent. It may not be from the friend, but there are people out there that are going to see you, that are going to hear you, that are going to love you, that are going to want you, that are going to believe in you. But not until you actually start cultivating that within yourself and knowing that you're going to love yourself then. I'm going to love myself as my powerful. And so that's what I was doing last night. I was taking that moment to really cultivate that in my body. Like I get to love myself when I'm healthy. Yes, me. I get to be loved. I love you, body, when you're healthy. And it's interesting because I feel like a lot of self-love is often about trying to love ourselves where we're at. Like, I love you even though you have pain right now in your body. And I think that's important. But I also think something that I am realizing is very important is to actually learn to love ourselves at our best. Because we often don't for some reason. We often don't. We're often so scared of ourselves at our best. It's almost like this world, and this is where I feel like this is our health is such an obstacle to our happiness, is that the world teaches us that like being unhealthy is normal. Everywhere you look, it's weird. It's weird, you guys. Like, I'm the weird person in the room when I'm like, oh no, I don't ever get sick. Oh no, I feel great. Oh no, I have all the energy. People are like, well, that must be nice. I'm like, yeah, it's fantastic. Thank you. Thank you for celebrating me. And literally, it's like people are like, even when I tell people sometimes I don't drink coffee, they're like, why don't you drink coffee? And I'm like, I don't need to. I have energy. I have all the energy I need. And they're like, how? Why? What's wrong with you? And I'm like, okay, I am sorry that the fact that I have energy and I feel good means there's something wrong with me? What drug am I on? I'm not on any. Hell, I don't even take vitamins regularly anymore. Forget them all the time. And my damn vitamin company just merged with another vitamin company and are gone now. I haven't taken them in like a couple months. Feel fine. Feel normal. Feel just like I always have. People are like, what? That's not right. No, it is right. This is how it's supposed to be. The rest of the world has you duped into believing that unhealthy is the normal. That we're tired, decrepit, wasting away humans with autoimmune diseases out our wazoo, mental issues all over the place. What if you were just healthy? What if right now you could just decide, I'm healthy. I get to be healthy. This is healthy. And maybe I have these things going on, but they're actually healthy things going on that are helping me come back to balance. That there's actually nothing wrong with you. That when there's things that aren't operating in the way you want them to operate, that just means there's something to pay attention to. You're out of balance in some way. Let's come back to balance. Let's come back to harmony. Let's come back to homeostasis. Remember, your body is smart. It's always trying to come back to homeostasis, to balance. And when it's out of balance, it will tell you with physical symptoms. That's all your physical symptoms mean. There's something out of balance. Now, that balance can be a physical thing, or that balance can actually be, like for me, it was a balance of what I was deeply believing, that it wasn't safe for me to be my healthy, vibrant self. And so my intestines, my digestive tract was literally talking to me, being like, there's an imbalance here. There's a disconnect between what you want and what your body believes. Pay attention to me. Okay, body, I'm paying attention. I'm paying attention. Talk to me. And so you often feel like the odd man out when you're that person at the restaurant, and everybody at the restaurant's like, oh, I can't eat gluten, and I can't eat this, and I can't do this, and that will make me this. And I'm like, oh, I can eat whatever I want. Nothing bothers me. And nothing makes me gain weight. And people are like, bitch. It makes you not want to be yourself. And so then what do? We calibrate down and we perpetuate and manifest and create health issues within our body so that we can feel connected. We can feel accepted. We can feel loved. We can feel part of the tribe. So what if we started believing that as our powerful, healthy selves, we get to be loved? Because the more I've believed that, the more people now see it as an inspiration. And there will always be people that get pissed and believe that like you're this or that. Like that's just being in a world with 8-9 billion people. But there's also people that start to get inspired. And if you feel like sharing these things as you start to get healthier and feel better are hard, it's often because you don't believe it's possible for everybody. And I believe it's possible for everybody. And so when someone says to me, "Oh, must be nice," I say, "It is super nice. And it's not just for me. Like, I wasn't always this way. Everybody has the potential to do this." Yes, I do believe your 7-year-old has a dairy allergy from birth. Would this work for her too? And yes. And here's the thing that's really interesting though, is when we have to look at allergies, sometimes these allergies are super ingrained, you guys, right? So you kind of would have to look at like where the allergy comes from, because some of the allergies are more surface level allergies, and some of our allergies are really deeply ingrained, like DNA type allergies, and those actually can take longer to change, but we can often change the DNA expression. So we can actually get to where, like, she might not be able to drink like milk all day every day, but having it in certain things and doing it won't become a constrictive thing for her. But yes, I 100%. And actually, I think that when they're little, it's even easier for them to start changing this because they are so much more open to their power and their ability to do things. Like, you hear kids say things all the time when you're like, "You're going to fall and get hurt." And they're like, "No, I'm not. My body never gets hurt." And you're like, "Jesus, these dumb kids." Right? Like, they are very much still in that understanding of their power. And so you may want to just start conversations with her around like, "Hey, I know you have this dairy allergy, but what if we could heal this in your body? Like, do you think that that's possible? What if every night before we went to sleep, we just took some time saying, oh, my body is healthy. My body is strong. I can eat and be and do whatever I want." You know, just taking that time with her and even asking her, like, "Do you feel like you get anything from this dairy allergy?" Because remember, as humans, guys, we often do things because we get something. So it's like, what is she getting from this dairy allergy? Does she get attention in a certain way? Does something happen that she likes? And can she get it in a different way that doesn't have to cause her body to be in an imbalance? What's the imbalance? What is she looking for that she's getting from this allergy? And so it's not, I know sometimes as parents, we often feel like it's our fault, you know, and we make it mean so much about us and so much about our kids and why is this happening? Instead, try to be more detached from it, more like, this is really interesting. You know, like when my kids get sick or have something, I'm like, wow, this is really interesting. What do you think what do you think your body's trying to tell you? And a lot of times the kids are like, "I have no idea." And I'm like, "I know, I'm nothing." And I'll just ask them questions and we'll kind of just like move through it. You know, it's funny, my daughter has had a lot of ear issues since birth. Not since birth, I would say since probably she was about 2 years old. And she had tubes in her ears twice, and her adenoids removed. And then we've done a lot of other things. And finally, they were good. And then all of a sudden, it resurfaced a couple months back. And I said, "What do you think this ear thing's about?" And I know that ears are, you don't like what you're hearing when your ears get clogged and like stuff like that. She said, "I don't know, Mom." And I said, "Do you think," and I told her, I said, "You know, with ears, it's a lot of times like it's how we hear. And a lot of times when our ears gets clogged, it's because like we don't want to hear things that we don't think we can change." And I said, "Is there anything in your life you hear that you like feel like you can't change or like you just don't want to hear?" And she goes, "Yeah." I was like, "What?" She's like, "The way my brother sometimes talks to me." And I was like, And it was interesting because they had kind of had a good run for a while. Like the ear stuff had gone away. And then he had kind of gone through a phase where he was kind of back calling her little names and doing this. And like, my daughter is such like a sensitive soul. And she just looks at the world and is like, why is everybody not nice and kind and giving and wonderful? And I'm like, I know, baby girl, I know, but we're not all there yet as humans. And so for her, it was that. And so we used the rapid relief technique and we tapped on this and she felt it like, I'm so mad. Why does this happen to me? I don't like it. And then I talked to him and told him about like what she told me and that like, I know that like he's young and learning and sometimes you just say things, but like maybe we could be a little more conscious about what we're saying to people and teaching her too that what people say doesn't mean anything about her. Sure enough, ear problem gone again. And so it's just really, really fascinating. I love this. Emily attempted an 18-month-old baby who had trauma around water. It took about 10 minutes and now she has fun in the bath. It works so well for kids. It really, really does. And so it's really fascinating that our health, that our world has perpetuated this idea of unhealthy is normal. Unhealthy is like the hero's journey. And what if we started changing the story? What if we started changing the story that actually healthy is normal? And that when we have something going on, it's actually not that we're unhealthy. It's just that there's an imbalance that we need to pay attention to. There's something going on. And as we start to learn more and talk to our bodies and heal these emotions and re-regulate what we get to have and what it gets to look like for us, all of a sudden, we get closer and closer to this elusive happiness that isn't elusive, that is actually how we're supposed to be as humans. So that's all I got for you guys today. Take a moment today when you get off of here, or we can do it right now, and just feel your body and tell your body it's safe and good to be healthy. This one still brings me emotions. I obviously still have work on this one because this one's making me tear up. It's safe and good to be healthy. It's safe and good to be my full, vibrant self. It's safe and good to be my full, healthy self. My body is always working towards optimal balance and health. That is the way for me. That is the way for me. Right? And we actually do stuff like this every morning in our membership on our daily dose. I do this on different subjects all day, every day. Not all day, but every day. So that you can start finding that safety and you can do it with other people because it's so strong when we do it together, right? All right, beautiful, beautiful humans. I love you. If you are part of our business building hacks workshop we're doing, we're going to be back here in a half an hour for day 2, talking all about procrastination and how to move through it and what's really going on with it. So yeah, we're also going to be opening up a awesome little bundle that we have for sale and a special rate on our membership. So come join us. And otherwise, I'll see you guys back here, same place, same time for our next weekly wake up, where we're going to work to just how to be a happy human, you guys, finding those parts of us that aren't happy and figuring out what to do with them so that happiness gets to be ours. All right, you guys, I love you and I'll see you soon. Bye.